On June 2, 2015, Vicky Balch and Leah Washington said goodbye to her parents before they went to spend the day at a theme park, not knowing their ride had turned into a death trap. This is the story of one of the worst roller coaster accidents. On June 2, 2015, despite heavy winds causing the shutdown of several attractions at Alton Towers, the Smiler roller coaster continued to operate, even as its speed exceeded the guideline maximum of 36 miles per hour, reaching 46 miles per hour. In the early afternoon, a fault indicated by a warning light on the control panel prompted the temporary removal of visitors and the summoning of park engineers. At this time, there were 4 carriages operating on the Smiler, and pressure was mounting to add a 5th. This opportunity arose when the ride was stopped, but an empty carriage, sent to complete the circuit, failed to ascend an incline, activating the ride's warning system. Unaware that a 5th carriage had been added, the engineers arrived to address the issue. They remedied the malfunction, believing the ride to be safe to operate. However, the operators, not informed about the empty carriage still on the track, resumed the ride. This oversight soon proved catastrophic. As the ride began, the computer system halted it on an incline, detecting an occupied track section ahead. Engineers were summoned again, still oblivious to the presence of 5 carriages on the track. This communication breakdown between operators and engineers was stark, and it was made worse by the operator, a teenage girl reportedly between 16 to 18 years old, who lacked thorough training. The engineers, only aware of the 4 carriages and finding no apparent issues, decided to override the computer's warnings, allowing the ride to continue under the pressure of a tight schedule and the eagerness of waiting guests. At 1:51 p.m., disaster struck as the ride collided with the empty carriage. Onlookers watched in horror, immediately recognizing the gravity of the situation. The ride came to a halt, trapping 16 passengers, their cries for help resonating with witnesses and those within the vicinity of Alton Towers. As time passed, the situation grew increasingly dire, with injured passengers losing blood. Rescue attempts were complicated by the coaster's height, but after several agonizing hours, a successful rescue operation was completed. On the fateful day of June 2, 2015, 6 riders were grievously injured in the Smiler roller coaster incident at Alton Towers, though all survived. Emergency services swiftly arrived at the scene, complementing the park's medical team's efforts. Among the injured were 19-year-old Vicky Balch and 17-year-old Leah Washington, whose injuries were so critical that air ambulances were deployed for their transport to hospitals. Both young women underwent leg amputations due to severe infections. Leah Washington's boyfriend, Joe Pugh, suffered shattered knees, and Daniel Thorpe sustained a broken leg and a punctured lung. Following this harrowing event, Alton Towers closed for several days. The incident marked a dramatic shift in the lives of the survivors, particularly for Vicky Balch and Leah Washington, who faced the daunting challenge of adapting to life with their new disabilities. The psychological and physical pain endured by all survivors was profound, underlining the severity of the accident. Merlin Entertainments, the owners of Alton Towers, faced intense scrutiny and criticism in the aftermath. The Smiler had previously experienced various malfunctions, and initially, it was not public knowledge that the crash resulted from human error, leading to widespread assumptions of mechanical faults. This misunderstanding fueled public outrage and significant backlash against the park. The tragic incident on June 2, 2015, at Alton Towers involving the Smiler roller coaster led to a thorough investigation by the Health and Safety Executive, or HSE. The inquiry revealed a series of human errors culminating in the crash. A crucial mistake involved engineers overriding an automated system following a sensor issue, leading to a collision between a loaded train and an empty test train. This error occurred under pressure to keep the ride running despite the emergence of technical faults. The HSE investigation highlighted several systemic issues. There were no technical or mechanical faults with the ride itself, but the maintenance protocols and staff training were inadequate. These deficiencies contributed to the failure in identifying and addressing the stalled test carriage on the track. Additionally, the investigation revealed that the ride operators, including a young operator who later faced mental health challenges, were under immense pressure to keep the ride operational, compromising safety. The aftermath of the accident had significant repercussions. Merlin Entertainments, the owner of Alton Towers, faced widespread criticism. In response to the incident and its investigation, The Smiler and several other rides across Merlin Entertainment's parks were temporarily closed for safety protocol evaluations. This closure and the negative publicity led to a noticeable drop in revenue and visitor numbers for Alton Towers, resulting in the elimination of up to 190 job positions at the theme park. In 2016, Merlin Attractions Operations Ltd. was prosecuted by the HSE and pleaded guilty at North Staffordshire Justice Centre. Following a 2-day hearing, Merlin Entertainments was fined £5 million by Stafford Crown Court for failing to adhere to safety standards. This legal outcome underlined the gravity of the incident and the importance of rigorous safety protocols in amusement park operations. The Smiler incident proved to be a wake-up call for the theme park. Because of this incident, a lot of the safety regulations and crisis response were revalued and improved to prevent something like this from happening again. The Smiler incident forced many countries to be more strict with the safety regulations of their thriller rides. There were also changes in the training and extra precautions were being made. The old ways were being reviewed and it may have saved a lot of people's lives. And due to good response by the team on the day of the disaster, there were no casualties in the incident. The story of the Smiler is a horrifying story which changed many people's lives, especially those victims who were badly hurt. Some may not be able to walk properly again. Their normal life will never be the same. It also had an impact on those workers who lost their jobs because of a tragedy in which they didn't take part. One wrong error changed hundreds of people's lives, but we look at the positive note. It changes the safety regulations in these rides and might have prevented a deadlier incident. Either way, this tragedy will always be remembered as the one which changed the theme park industry forever. The Smiler incident at Alton Towers on June 2, 2015, stands as a sobering testament to the critical importance of safety in the amusement park industry. It highlighted the devastating consequences of operational oversights and the necessity of stringent safety protocols and effective communication among staff. The incident not only transformed the lives of those directly affected, but also had far-reaching implications for Merlin Entertainments, leading to legal repercussions, financial losses, and a significant shift in safety practices. Moreover, it spurred industry-wide introspection, reinforcing the need for relentless vigilance in ride safety and crisis management, while also showing the importance of robust support systems for both physical and psychological recovery in the aftermath of such tragedies. And maybe, as time goes on, roller coasters can go back to being the family-friendly attraction that they are meant to be, instead of a death trap that can end up destroying your life. With that, I leave you. If you enjoyed this video, then I hope you'll consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. And as always, thanks for watching.